This is part two of making the useless box. So to start off with, in part one we had made the screw holes to screw the base part into the case here. This time around what we're going to do is add a bit of a strengthening piece across here for when we put the lid in place, and then add a hole for the lid. So to start off with, I'm going to start by drawing a hole that's going to go all the way through from one side to the other. So this basic start is always 2D sketch. From 2D sketch I'm just going to zoom in here a tiny bit, create a circle, doesn't matter where right now, and then I'm going to dimension it, and the dimension for this circle this time around is going to be 0.25. And then what I'm going to do, is dimension it from the center to the outside, which is going to be 0.125, which basically just lines it up with the edge. Oops, going to click that once, 0.125. And then again from this top edge to the center of the circle, and that is going to be 0.125 as well. Okay, next I hit finish, and we're going to extrude as we normally do. So we click on extrude, and in this case we're going to extrude that. And now you won't be able to see this, so we're going to reverse the direction, and we're going to go all the way to the next surface inside. You can see that it's in there, but what this program does is defaults it sometimes to cut when it goes through another surface. So we're going to make sure we don't cut it out, we keep it as a solid. Okay, so there's that piece in there completed now, and we're just going to click on OK. And now what we'll do is we'll cut out the actual hole for where the lid's going to go. So we're going to take this top surface, create 2D sketch as usual, making sure that we know that it was down here is where we just did our last part. So if you want to check that, make sure you scroll underneath and go, yep, that was the right spot. Okay, so I'm just going to put it back. I'm going to go back to a flat top, and we're going to do a rectangle. I'm going to line it up right on the line right away, and then just doesn't matter the size again because we're going to dimension it. I'm going to zoom in here a tiny bit. This dimension here is going to be 2 inches. The dimension here is going to be 1.5. And finally, we're going to dimension from this line to the center line. So I'm just going to pick the center point here. And I want that to be dead centered, so it's going to be a 1 inch because that's half of the actual opening. So there we have it dead centered on the case. Click on finish, and then it's simply extrude. And this time around we are going to cut the material out, and it's going to be that part there. And you can see I've already set the distance in here, but that's going to be 0.27. It's going to be the correct depth, and you can now see that we have the part cut out. And we're going to stop at that point right there.